Hey everybody, happy holidays. I am going to be talking to you today about vulnerability, and specifically the vulnerability that comes from sharing our stories. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that we can stay connected and for you to be notified when there are new videos available to watch. So I used to feel like I had to share everything anytime anybody asked me anything about my cleft. But after watching and listening to many Brene Brown videos, all hail Brene, I realized that, you know what? I actually don't have to do that. Growing up with a bilateral cleft lip and palate, I would get questions all the time from kids and adults alike. And each time I would get these questions, I would feel pressure that I had to share every detail and answer every single question that they had. It got so overwhelming at times that I would find myself purposely avoiding situations, not only because of the questions that might be asked of me, but to free myself from the pressure of thinking that I had to answer all of them. Who of you out there can relate to feeling that kind of pressure, that you had to answer all kinds of questions related to your cleft, no matter who might have been asking them? I'm not exactly sure where that comes from, but I am so happy to be free of that pressure now. As I got older and began to put up some boundaries regarding questions of my cleft, I had a few tried and true phrases that I would keep at the ready whenever I felt that I didn't want to talk about my cleft. Things like, I don't really feel like talking about it right now. Or if I felt that the person asking the question was being a bit more voyeuristic than actually curious, I would say something like, if you're really interested, we can talk about it another time. I remember a particular parent of a friend of mine would always ask me, when is your next surgery? How many more surgeries are you going to have? No matter if she saw me a week ago or one day ago, she would ask me those questions every single time she saw me. It got so tiresome having that be the only thing that she would ever ask me about. But nevertheless, I always felt like I had to answer. Having been born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate, I've experienced the gamut of emotional challenges over the years. And one of those was feeling that I always had to answer any and all questions that were ever asked of me about my cleft. And I no longer feel obligated to share just because someone may be curious. We should all feel that we do not have to share anything about ourselves that we don't want to, no matter if we're subject to external or internal pressure. But now I know that sharing my vulnerability is a privilege that is earned by others, not something that has to be freely given, no matter what you may be feeling inside. It's a skill that takes work, time, and effort to learn. But it feels so good to know that I am in control of the information that I share with others. So if you feel that internal pressure to share all the details of your cleft journey with anyone that may ask, I hope that this video lets you know that if you don't want to, you don't have to. Our journeys with our cleft are very personal, and we go through a lot of challenges over the years, and not everybody needs to know, and not everybody has earned the privilege. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.